just a day to go out to eat and you get some free food or some low and discounted food because of the special of the day. So it's kind of crazy that I'm actually changing brakes on this here Memorial Day. What up, fam? Because my father was in the Navy, and one of my dad's loves was working on cars. Growing up, I mean, so much so that, you know, well, one of my fathers, James Larry, even so much so that my dad always told me, man, you can do it yourself, and then a computer involved, go ahead and knock it out yourself. And people always wonder how we save money, this, that, and the third, and how we do this and how we do that. One of the bigger parts is because I don't have a problem with doing things myself, getting my hands dirty to save some money. Because I'm gonna show them how much it would cost just for the brakes alone on this car in order to have somebody else do them. I mean, it's the savings are astronomical. Thank you, veterans. My dad had his own junkyard, and this is what he did day in, day out. So we have jacked it up. Now we got to take this tire off. Not gonna show y'all taking the tire off because by now you should already know how to take a tire off. So, well, now if you don't know much about cars and you look and you see this dark residue on the outside of this tire, then that'll tell you that if you got squeaking brakes or anything like that, that's the one that needs the most attention, because that means that you got a lot of brake dust building up. If you got the models that are supposed to have like less noise and less brake dust buildup, if you just wash your tires, that should not be there. So that is your sign that you need to change your tires. That's your sign that you need to change your brakes. Even furthermore of a sign, y'all see all this build up here? Brake dust everywhere. That means those boys really needed to be changed. Now right here is where the 14mm where your 14mm wrench comes in handy. Now me personally, I like the Stanley rotator because for broke down folk like me, you only got to twist this handle in order to loosen. So that makes your job easier. Make your job easy, boy. Doing a little bit of work ain't gotta be hard. As long as you have the equipment, life is simple. You two Power A's, hoorah! And this right here is why my father said, even if you think it's a small project, make sure you set a day aside. So with that, with there being so much tearing in the calipers, then that means that 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna have to replace the caliper. So once I get all the brakes on, I'm gonna have to go back to AutoZone, get a brake caliper, then come back, jack it back up and replace that. So tire 2, we're actually gonna have to replace the brake caliper on. That's one thing I think is wrong in this day and age. Like, the hard work factor is absolutely gone. Excuse me. Now, I'm not saying that if you ain't out here fixing on your own cars, that you ain't got no work ethic or nothing like that. What I'm saying is, too many people be trying to stick to these gender roles and all these assignments, because just like I'm out here fixing on this vehicle, that don't take away from me inside the house cleaning. That doesn't take away from me spending time with my sons, spending time with my daughters. I still engage and I still help my wife in as much as I can, because none of us know our time. So why continue to waste time? If I'm good at it, then I'm good at it. Why worry about, oh, that's a woman's job? If I wash dishes faster, then I'm gonna be doing the dishes, point blank. But we've got hardware and everything back on. Now it's just time to put on the tire. Since couldn't get it up high enough because I only had a 6-ton and it didn't go up high as I needed it, I'm gonna use another jack under here in order to lift this up so I can put the tire back on. Now, whilst this might not matter to most people, like I said a while ago, you know, I'm going to be doing things to show my sons. Ooh, can't waste that trash run, fam. But I've been doing, I have do things that I'm going to be instilling in my sons, so I'm not really worried about, you know, what anybody has to say, if anybody's watching it or not. These are things I want to see my sons, well, these are things I want to show my sons that, hey, you can do this and still be effective around your house. You can do this, and this is what will help alleviate some of the hurt on your pockets, so you can do more with your money and make your money go further. Because with changing this myself, I saved $400. It would have been $400 to have my brakes changed, and all it took me was to take a day out of my schedule in order to do it. See what I'm saying? Although we got new hardware, make sure you use your brake cleaner. Preferably something that's non-chlorinated. This is to ensure that things are properly lubricated. And it's quick acting, so you know what I'm talking about? Now, on the back side, instead of a 14mm like there was on the front, it's actually a 10mm. So just keep that in mind and be leery when you are changing your brakes. This is another sign that you need to go ahead and replace your hardware too. This should be snug. Nowhere near like that. Should be snug like this one here. See that? No leeway, no movement. I'll show you how it's supposed to be. Get it up there, in this year, and well, now we made it on to the rear side. Last tire. Been a minute, but let's get to it. Well, as the saying goes, stick a fork in them, days is done. And this right here is the issue as to why we had to change the brakes, and the reason that we were hearing the squealing, metal on metal. And the reason being, whoever it was that changed my brakes last did not put the hardware on here. So with them by not putting that hardware on here, it caused there to be abnormal wear and tear. Look at this one brake compared to everybody else. Everybody got, I'm talking about great. I mean, it ain't great, but some of them got great. The ones that aren't great are the ones that were on the front that were having to overwork themselves to compensate for this here. So that's why it's always great to do stuff yourself, because you can be meticulous and make sure that things get done the right way. Because look at all the life that's left on it. Like, seriously, change them all, because ain't no point in changing one pair. Now right now, although that looks full, hold on y'all. Right now, although that looks full, we still are gonna need some of this .3 brake fluid in order to refill her up, because once we crank it, put the lid on it, and hit the brakes a couple times, it's gonna sink back to its normal level, because we did have some overflow when we were putting each master cylinder back on, well, each caliper back on. Now, I gotta hit the brakes a couple times. So, Then press your brakes a couple times. Of course, it's gonna go all the way to the floor. Before you take off anywhere, you want to feel some pressure on your brake. So if it's going all the way down, don't worry. It's gonna harden up. And we are almost there. Depending on how much fluid you lost, will dictate how many times you're gonna have to hit this before you are where you need to be. So this really happened.
That was awesome. 3.
Don't mind that damn mattress. We just got our truck back. It's gonna get gone. So apparently, Aiden Fritz say,
"Hey, baby,
he gonna bust me."
Straight bust.
Now he is filling up his weapon of choice.
If Andrew wakes up and he comes downstairs and he sees this epic water fight.
I'm gonna get him right here.
Yeah, it's cold water, but it's awesome.
Where else is this?
It's right. No,
Payback, son. Payback.
Daddy, you wouldn't mind if you got wet, would you?
Look at Bay.
I would do.
Sag it, pull up.
You got me sprayed with the
Sag it, look. Hey, Bay.
Oh, Bay cold.
Babe.
He said we got a wind chill.
Get somebody. Got your ass in there. Give me this.
Get your body. Give me yeah, I take you. That playback later, I kicked you.
Where I am, so.
Lord, my kick
Got him. Ha. 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 Got him.
You got school, son.
Son. Son.
I know how to
Huh?
Let this is like, can you see it?
Y'all shouldn't have brought a poncho up.
Oh!
My eyes!
Bay said he give up.
I can't
Bay said that's saying too rough.
He said, Alex said, I'm out. Let me in. Hey.
Get daddy! Get daddy!
Oh, Lord.
We got you! Hey, sister. That felt great. Now let me see this. No.
Now you gonna pick up the whole Surrender said ain't no more water, bitch. Water fight over.
Look, this is saying you be shitting.
She said, I got me a way to fill it up. It's gonna take me about 5 hours, but you just wait. I'll be back.
Andrew woke up.
He go, what? Drew missed the whole water fight. When there is no more water, you gotta improvise.
Uncle! Can you bring a towel outside?
Waiting victim.
Uncle!
Be careful running.
I think he said, wait a second.
Okay.
No!
Got him.
Hey, the Fritz want to have a turn.
What he gonna do with a pot? That his whole body size.
He gonna get somebody.
Bay getting the dough.
They're cold.
Give it to me.
You see him? He's shivering.
I need a towel. People.
Alex said I'm
Please give me a
out.
towel.
Stop.
No, babe.
Baby, you too wet. Thank you.
I don't help.
No, I will do it.
All right. You insist.